Good morning, gang. Welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Happy Tuesday it is. Hope you're having a great day so far. We have retail sales today at 8:30. So we'll see what kind of what stuff that provides for us. CAD CPI at 8:30 as well. That's all she wrote. So we'll see what CPI has in store for us today. CPI. Well, CAD CPI. I meant retail sales. Let's gander on over to the good old DXY. So we're still maintaining this active breakout at this retest level, so we'll see if we can get going from here. Good morning, Will. Let's take a look at the lower time frames. Draw some fibs. Not quite. Almost at 38.2. So we have probably a little more downside to us to create this higher low, and then we can continue that rally potentially into retail sales. I really hope that retail sales doesn't send the dollar back in this range, but we'll see what it has. Let's take a look at equities. The NASDAQ removed drawing, starts fresh over here. We broke out of this prior high. Came back to retest. Nice bullish engulfing yesterday. Is this going to be enough to get us to continue higher up into this prior area of resistance? Let's take a look at lower time frames. 4-hour chart. Came back down to retest this breakout. So it should continue from here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Had this nice bullish push at around, that's during London Open. Came back to retest that breakout, filled that move, closed bullish, and so now we should maintain from here. So it's looking like it wants to be bullish price action today on the NASDAQ. But again, we'll see what retail sales has in store for us. We'll see where price action ends up after that. I'm not going to trade the NASDAQ or any equities until after retail sales, because then volume will be in play. But watching these highs to see if we can get a breakthrough, then a continuation. Let's see where our TP would be. Likely to run up into 13,490. Prior rejection point. So going back to current price action, we have a decent range above these highs, so we'll see what we get. US 500, S&P, daily chart, remove drawings. Just kidding, remove these drawings here. Still in this micro range, not too excited about that. Nice bullish close yesterday. We are creating these descending highs still. So if we can break through, I mean, look, at this point we have these descending highs. We have this, I guess, mini channel that we're in. However, we are creating now these higher lows. Bullish engulfing, Seems like it wants to break out of here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. Yeah, it looks like it's ready to squeeze out of here. It's now starting to change market characteristics. Instead of creating these lower lows and lower highs, we're now creating these higher lows here. And you're seeing this nice rejection here. Seems like it's ready to squeeze. So we'll wait until after retail sales. Range on the buys is better in the NASDAQ. S&P just has too many rejection points along the way that I would have to be worried about. So I'm going to trade the NASDAQ longs. Not going to trade S&P today. Just too tight of a range. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow looking a little weaker than both indices. Still sitting in this descending channel here. We're attempting to create these higher lows, but instead of showing some rejection to push up, we actually closed bearish and looking like we want to continue lower here. Still in just a weird range. So if we're looking for sells on equities, I'll probably sell. I'll probably sell the Dow and buy the NASDAQ. You'll have a better move on the NASDAQ on the way up with the volatility and the strength it has. And you'll probably have better sells on the Dow on the way down because it's a lot weaker than the rest. So we'll just see where we're at. Yeah, some levels to play off of. Notably these lows, this double bottom here. But we'll see where we're at. I mean, you could also play against some of these lows up here. But we shall see. Let's look at gold. Gold on the daily chart. Looking a little heavy here. After we had this consolidation, this accumulation in here, we had a nice 3-day expansion to the upside, broke through these highs. And ever since then, we've just seemed very heavy. We had this big bearish candlestick back below. We had this 2-day grind with a nice rejection, lower high. Another 2-day rejection. One bullish candle. We're now back below this prior area of rejection. So it seems like after all of this attempted breakouts and lower highs, we're now finding a cap there, a lid. Price is currently engulfing yesterday and the day before. Not closed yet, but it seems like it wants to continue lower. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. So this is an area you want to keep an eye on. This prior breakout zone. What I'm noticing here, though, is I talk about what happens in the typical areas where you get price action, right? So you have price action, bearish candle here, rejection, and then a nice rally, right? Bearish candle here, bullish, rejection, little rally. But here's the thing, is on this decent rally, lower high, this rally was a lot weaker than this one. So there's really no rally left in gold in this area here. We're now back below this area that we've had rejection from, this 2020, and we've already had that rejection, bearish engulfing. So it seems like it just wants to continue down from here to fill this move back down to 1990. So I prefer sells in gold. Looking at the hourly chart, we had this tight wedge breakout, or I guess breakdown here. This nice bullish close against this prior break of support, and now this bearish close below. So it seems like sells are in play and ready to go. Clean range. I mean, you have some rejection to fight through, but ultimately, it's with news it'll have no problem fighting through that. So you might not get that push until around 8:30, which is when retail sales is. But I would anticipate that gold would just hang out here until retail sales, and then whatever number comes out as well, then we'll see where it takes us. But downside potential, I mean, you have this range from what news was this? CPI was Wednesday. That was actually a couple weeks ago. Whatever news this was, I don't even remember. Broke us out of this accumulation zone here. So clearly a lot of bullish volume. I would anticipate that it will come down to fill this move. 1989. If retail sales comes in. What are they expecting? They're expecting a lot better print than last print, so it went from -1% to 0.8%. Last time they had price come in as -1.1, expecting 1.9, came in as 3. February 15th. So let's see how gold reacted on February 15th. Oh, right. February 15th. Coming at you. 8:30. Well, that was a... No, that's a bummer. This is some great price action right now. So, let's check other numbers just to see if the market cares about retail sales right now. So we have... Let's check April 14th. Just see what it did. April 14th. That's March. All right, April 14th. Oh, God. Golly gosh. This is more like it. That's retail sales for you right there. That was the last print, and that number came in a lot worse than expected. Interesting. So it seems like, let's check March 15th, and then we'll just come to an analysis on what we expect. March 15th, 8:30. Not much. And that came in near in line. So here's the thing is, it seems that when price comes in a lot worse than expected, gold dumps. When price comes in a lot better than expected or near in line, doesn't have much of a movement. So you can infer that they're expecting 0.8%. If it comes in at 0.8% or higher, might not have a great move in gold. Or it just might continue with the technicals that it's been doing. If you have anything less than 0.8%, which is worse than expected, it seems like it could have a nice, decent drop. So we'll see what the numbers come in as, and then we'll kind of play it from there, as you know how market action typically plays with the retail sales. And yeah, so we'll see. Not sure I'll take any positions in front of that though. I mean, we have an hour and 15 minutes. Maybe I'll scalp, but the thing is gold seems like it just doesn't have much volume in it right now, and it seems like it just wants to hang out in this range here and just chop around and accumulate until retail sales. It likes to accumulate before news events. Oil, let's take a look at oil. Daily chart closed bullish, almost bullish engulfing here, finding support at the 69.92 prior area of support. Looking left, last time we had price action closed bullish above, you know, nice strong rallies. This one bullish above, only a 2-bar rally back up to 73.16. So looking at current price, close above, rally, close above, rally. So, you know, could have a little rally out of here. It is finding an area where we've seen some rejection prior. You can see right in here, have shown some rejection as we're seeing this bullish candlestick in the same zone. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. So you can see that there's a lot of this is a battleground in here. Tried breaking through the trend line, came back below. Trying again here. Do we come back below or continue higher? But if you look at technicals here, horizontal technicals, that is, this area that we talked about, very strong area of rejection that you just saw from yesterday's price action. Let's go to the 1 hour. Currently forming trying to form some type of invert head and shoulders here, neckline at 71.50. Pretty choppy. You have a very clean range above 71.72. Clean range. So if we can get a break above 71.72, this is probably where I'll look for a backside retest for a push. On the flip side, for shorts, I don't want to sell until we get below 69.50, these lows, because this area you've seen now a lot of rejection. If you look left, really stupid fucking drawing. What the anyways, again, this area, a lot of rejection. So I'm not a huge fan of sells in this area. If you go down the 30-minute, you're seeing just a lot of sideways action and indecision in this area. So once it confirms, okay, if we can get a push through 71.50 for buys, sells, I mean, you could try to get a scalp below these lows for the 769, 70 area, but I'd prefer to wait for a break below 69.40 for then a nice push to the downside, which probably won't happen today. All right. Let's end it off with some currencies. I was considering pound yen sells last night, but I didn't. And here's why. Daily chart. Let's get rid of this. Let's just remove all this shit. Daily chart. As you know, we've been trying to find support here. That's prior breakout. Double bottom. Bullish close against. 2-bar rally from the lows here. Closed pretty bullish yesterday. Looking at the hourly chart, we're sitting here producing these lower highs with this flat bottom. And so I was like, oh, we can probably get some sells off of this resistance here. Because last night I had, I was looking at price and we started pulling away from it. And I was like, oh, but I was worried that I'd get caught in like a grab and push. And I was just going to wait for New York price action. Because I was like, well, if we're going to maintain this wedge, there's still a lot of room to the downside for then a potential move. So looking at current price action, had a nice drop, filled that entire drop. So sells below 170, 100. decent backside retest here. Buys, very similar. I mean, I'd rather get the buys though above the open, which is all the way up here. I mean, we've had really no upper wick form. I mean, we've had a very minor upper wick form, which is fine, but I'd love to see all of these highs ran, get the open ran, and then get a retest for a push. Likely, when you get that break through the open and you get that retest, it's going to do a deeper retest to then try to fake all of these people who are long out and then rally. So I'm not going to buy directly off of the open, but we'll see. We'll see what kind of price action we get. We might not even get that today. But 170-500 will be the longs. 170-100 will be the shorts. Anywhere inside this range, I pray for you if you're trading inside this range here, because that is dirty. I mean, why trade inside this range when you have super clean price action on both sides, right? Euro JPY, just nasty range. Same as pound yen. Break out of the other range. Pound AUD. Finally getting that extension I was waiting for. Ever since we got this breakout of this trend line here, these highs, we got this retest, consolidating, and now we're finally getting that breakout with these higher lows. So can we get a retest for some longs? Pretty far away from value area here. Breakout. Next area of resistance. I mean, if this continues to push and hits this resistance before it can give me a pullback entry, then I'm not going to even bother watching it today, because it would have already filled that move. But if we can get some type of retest of this breakout to then push, I mean, the range is 35 pips. It's not a great range, because 35 pips on pound AUD is not crazy. I mean, it's about a 2-to-1, which is okay. We'll just kind of see how price action develops here. USD JPY is still looking for longs. If you look at the daily chart, I want to see longs on a retest of this daily breakout. I was trying to get longs down in this area here. Caught a little bit here off this move, but it didn't play out as I expected, because I ended up, when news came out last week, I ended up just messing around with it. But looking for this area here to get a retest so I can then potentially get some longs back up towards these highs. Very clean. I think we still have some time left in this movement here, because we still have some retracement to create, some price action to form, and then continue. So we still have probably a day left in this setup here. New Zealand CAD, still looking for the shorts. We're in this nice descending channel here. This double top at 8,500. So if you look at the 1 hour chart, I'm looking for a retest of this breakdown here around 84,500 for some sells. I'll look for it to break up and then formulate some kind of bearish price action, then take the sell. So got some time left in that one. AUD CAD. I think we get sell continuations down to this double bottom here. Pretty clean range on the daily chart. On the way down. Current price action. Breaking through. Area of support. traffic down towards, we have clean range, right? So this could be something decent. Keep an eye on that. Let's bring that up. USD CAD, looking at the daily chart. I still want to see longs on this one as well. Coming into an area of interest where we've seen some dip buying and some rejection come into play. Going to the 1 hour chart. Yeah, I mean, we see some, this is an area we've seen. You can see back here, some dip buying comes in. You see some dip buying come in, right? Some dip buying come in. So we could get a rally off of here. The problem is if you look at the 30-minute, we've been now creating, since we broke these lows, bearish structure. So I'd need us to break through this high first and then get a push. So this one might have some time to set up as well, especially if oil, I mean, this might end up being just consolidating today because I don't think USD JPY is ready to go yet, and I don't think oil is ready to go yet. So this might end up consolidating. We'll see. Keep that on the back burner. AUD JPY sells actually look really, really nice here. So we had to break through these lows, lower highs, came back to retest after this lower low was formed, and so has a clean range back down to the lows. So AUD JPY super clean. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Creating these lower highs. It's pretty much wedging in here, but we have a range to the downside. 1 hour chart. Range back down towards 90, 250. So we can get a close below. We got a close below here. We have a lot of wicks to the 15-minute. And here. So kind of choppy in here, but let's see if we can get something today. Not enough volume in it yet. So we'll see if we can get some volume. If the volume comes in, we retest VWAP and start heading down and look for sells. Or if it starts just pushing, I'll just look for some sells on the retest. But either way, it has a very clean and deep range. Put that towards the top. Euro AUD. Finding support here at this breakout. See if we can get a rally. If we can break these highs, this little pivot here, we have a nice range to the upside. Had a nice retest. This would have been a nice buy. Creating these lower highs, lower lows. Just broke through, retest. Broke through these highs, retested as now we're bullish structure and we're continuing higher. Euro AUD would have been very clean buys a little earlier after London Open, after maybe this bullish engulfing, probably where I would have taken it. I'm probably going to continue back towards these highs at least. 15-minute extended a little bit, so if we can get some type of pullback, another retest, maybe a continuation. I don't love how we've already had break, retest. So the fact, the likelihood of us just keep doing like this is possible, because you see it here, but after the first and then second, it's kind of settled down here. But it could definitely keep going. I mean, we'll see. We'll watch it if we get another pullback. Put that up there somewhere. Cool. Let's kind of run through a couple other pairs. Sells on AUD Chev, decent. Euro GBP, ranging. New Zealand JPY, potential head and shoulders here. Sells on the break here. Maybe watch this head and shoulders. Maybe watch this lower high, but it's creating a higher low still, so maybe not. AUD USD sells. Kind of in the middle of this consolidation range. So you look at the 1 hour. Sitting at support area where we've seen some support here prior. We're now sitting at it. We are creating bearish structure now since we broke through these lows. High, lower high. So it should continue this bearish push to the downside. 30-minute nice rejection here. VWAP EMA area pushing down. So on a retest, I'd like to take some sells. Could get some kind of nice retest for sells, creating these lower highs. Find VWAP and EMA as resistance. I'd like to get below this support first and then confirm a break and then maybe come back and retest. But I'm going to keep AUD USD on my radar today. A couple more pairs, 3 more pairs to be exact. Pound Swiss. Not really interested in this range. Pound USD. Potential buys. 4 hour breaking through these highs. 1 hour inverted head and shoulders here. Could be breaking this neckline for a potential rally. Because we're now breaking this most recent swing high here. So we could now create some bullish market structure. Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on this one as well. There are a handful of decent plays today. New Zealand USD. Don't really know what to make of this one. We're just sitting in the middle of this range here, so I'm not really sure what to make on this one. So better plays out there for me right now. I'm gonna leave it at that. So look, there's a handful of decent plays today. Gold's already starting to sell off back towards its lows, but I would anticipate that it would find support here and not break ahead of retail sales, but we'll see. We have about just under an hour. All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Safe trading today. Keep an eye on retail sales for direction. Wait 15 minutes after to see if there is some price settling down. 150. Well, 150 a month. Yeah, 150 a month. But go see what's. Go take a look at the website. All right, guys. Have a fantastic trading day. I'm going to hop off and trade with the guys now. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow morning. Peace.